accept the
That's
minutes.
the number we
Thank
need.
you.
Make a
We
motion
need
to
two
accept the
numbers
minutes. I
so
second
that
it.
we
Thank
can
you.
make a good business decision.
Okay, treasurer's report.
I passed it out, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I know how to get to it. Add it to
So we
the
have a bank
charter
balance right now
with
of
the letter you gave us.
2,647,
And that's
but I
It's
think
not
there's some
in.
other items coming in, and then we received an unanimous cash donation of $40 that you bought the water and snacks, so I have that cash
Yeah.
for $394.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the 1,500 from the town that went towards the
The band.
band, so that's zero. That's what we have.
Okay, we spent all our money, which
We
is
spent
good.
all our money.
Okay, so, the question is, what did you think? What
I-
went well?
I thought the band was awesome. But I also did like that, we had the band, and then it was like 5, 6, I think it was the float with the veterans.
Yes.
They had a speaker in the back of their truck to basically continue the.
That was the Lions Club,
The Lions Club.
yeah.
So basically, they had a speaker to continue whatever they were playing up front, which was
Wow.
really nice. Well, not continued like from them, but like they had like patriotic music
Yeah,
going backwards.
okay.
so
Oh,
it was
okay, I didn't know that.
continuous. The lineup at the field went really well. We did have the walkie-talkies, but I think everybody was afraid to use them. So basically,
Yeah, I tried to, I don't think people knew what channel to put them on and how to use them, because I tried to use it to, I forget his name, from the Lions Club was down at the
Yeah,
end.
I like.
It didn't. It went fine without them.
So basically, I was walking back and forth from where I was at to like go check to see where the band was, if the National Guard was in the Go Green parking lot and stuff like that. And
Did the
then
National Guard show up, or was it the Monty?
I was
Money
told
tech.
that they maybe show up, and so basically, like I went over there like 10 minutes prior, looked in the parking lot, weren't there, and I said just close it up or just going with what we got.
Yep.
So, the fire department was already parked on the street because they were the last vehicle, and they asked me when they wanted to go, and I said as soon as the horses go, that's when you go.
Yep.
And it went pretty solid from the field all the way up.
Okay.
It was good to have those, vests, because people knew who you
Yeah.
were.
Yep.
So that was very helpful.
They are clearly marked
Yeah.
down at the container,
Yeah, those
in
were.
the box that they're in, so there will be no question as to where to find them next year.
Yeah, those were good to wear though, because
Yeah.
then people know that, you know,
Yep.
you're part of the
Hey,
team.
Lauren.
And if we don't know each other, we see the vest and we know that we're part of the team, so
Yeah.
that worked out well. Yeah, I think it went really well at the lineup.
Yeah.
So,
Ye-
the one person that we really care about hearing, how did we do?
No, I thought everything went very well. I think your lineup at the field was fine. I led the parade, so I
Mm-hmm.
just trying to look in my rear view as much as I could and not run anybody over, which
That was good, nobody got hurt.
That was really good. So, but it seemed like everybody kept up with the pace of, I tried to keep it like 2 miles an hour. You don't want to go too fast. People are walking, so.
Well, we
I
had a
think-
lot of young kids too.
Yeah.
But blocking off the road seemed fine. I mean, we had some complaints, but we always get some complaints about blocking the road.
Now, you blocked the road off at what, 11:15?
Quarter of,
Okay.
which may have even been a few minutes earlier than I actually had to, but I wanted to make sure that cars coming from the south side were able to get through.
Yeah.
So
Sue, did you extend an invitation to those people on the list to come here today?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
No. Sorry.
but I didn't see
There's
any issues,
there's so many things that I can do,
I know.
try to get it all done, but, oh well.
The
Better
one
be-
thing I did like is like we with the band, because we had the band, there was like adequate stops for like people that were watching the parade to enjoy the band. And to be honest with you, I mean, I know shutting down the road's a pretty nasty situation, but it would be nice for them to like do the song, stop, and then basically start up once they're done with the stuff, so that way like each section of the parade will, viewers will enjoy what they're doing.
Right.
I think a lot of the times the stop and then go back up was kind of rushed, and a lot of there was a lot of kids there, and so my overall concern is with them getting a positive aspect of us doing a parade in town, you know.
Right.
So, I think the band we definitely should like maybe think about doing that next year as well.
We get Quabbin next year.
Oh,
Call-
Quabbin?
Call has already been put into the school to confirm that they're gonna be there.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, I don't disagree, I thought they were absolutely awesome. But they ate the budget,
Yeah.
you know, and we, with hat in hand, that's how we got our porta potty,
Yeah,
we got our chairs and flags and all
Water.
of that,
Yeah.
water and snacks for veterans.
Yeah.
So next year, we've got a little wiggle room. My hope is we'll be very prudent in what we spend so that will be carried over into next year. No, in 2026,
I don't know if they do that. Do they carry that over now? Will they carry that over, or will it be taken away on June 30th? And
It
then
was
we
carried,
start all
it was carried over because we had money in the bank when we
that was
started.
our donation.
That was our
account.
donation account.
Well, did you request?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yes.
No, I'm
Did you
talking
put
about
in, was there a request put in to the town administrator to be, for it to be on the, at the town meeting?
No.
Well, we don't have any money now, but I was just thinking when we get the money on
To
July
get-
1st.
Yeah,
To
we'll
get
get-
that,
you won't
to
have
get
to
the
s-
money again, though, it needs to be requested, I believe.
Oh, well, no,
I
okay.
think he did.
I saw the budget,
Mhm.
and our budget for next year is slated $1,500.
So it's the same.
It's the same, there's
But
So
it's
it
in the
is,
ge-
so
it's in-
it was, even though you didn't have.
It's
Yes.
in the general fund. We
Well,
don't
I
have
think-
we don't have
yeah,
a line item. It's in the general fund, but yet it's earmarked for
For the parade.
For the
Memorial
parade.
Day parade,
Yeah.
$1,500.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Right,
So-
so I'm wondering if we don't use this $1,500 this year.
that's a conversation that we
What do you mean
we
this
can
year?
have.
For 2025?
Five.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because the
Well,
calendar year.
It's not
they're-
going to carry over to the next
That's
year.
what I'm thinking. Okay, so we gotta make sure. we
I
use it.
keep thinking a household budget, sorry, if you don't spend it, you get to carry it over, that's not how
It's
it
not the
works
way-
here.
Not the
Yeah,
way
but
town budgets work,
isn't the fiscal year,
unfortunately.
doesn't the fiscal year start July 1st?
Yeah.
It does.
Doesn't carry over.
What did
Correct.
you say?
It does not,
carry
does
over.
not
Oh,
carry
okay.
over.
Well, there's nothing to carry over right now.
No,
Right, but it's not, if next year you don't spend $1,500.
Oh,
You can't
oh.
say, oh, we want $3,000
Oh,
because we didn't
for
spend
the following year.
$1,500
No.
next year.
I
Who
wanna
would have
s-
spent
I-
it? Who would have spent it?
Well, we've got things that we.
You'll have things that you need
Yeah.
to spend it on other than
Yeah.
the band.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
we won't have to beg
Okay,
for donations.
moving
I was
on.
just trying to answer your question.
Okay, thank you very much, I feel educated. No, really, I didn't know.
I thought you were looking to get, I thought you were talking about the money that we're gonna get again in July. I thought you were saying it wasn't gonna be there for next summer.
it'll be there
But
till
it'll be
July.
yeah, okay, so,
June 30th.
alright, so,
Good. Okay, anything else good that we did? Okay.
Not invite the tank, that was good.
That was very good.
No phone call was made.
Uh,
no, I didn't really have too much to say up at the, common, but I thought that from my perspective, from when I went up there, it looked very well organized and everybody it looked good. I think it went really well.
some of the guys that
That's a
were
big
marching
plus,
though,
'cause
they did make a mention that they did have motorcycles, so I mean, I don't know if next year, if we wanted to have a, you know, if you're a veteran, you have a motorcycle, if you wanna be in the parade or something like that, we could basically put them up with the veterans and have them ride right behind us, because I mean, it's pretty much at a walking pace anyway, when they're going through the center of town, so it would make sense if they wanted to ride the parade then right behind us.
I believe last year, they said it was almost too slow though, the
Mhm.
motorcyclists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's pretty,
like 2 miles an hour
that's
I-
tough.
and trying to balance the motorcycle is just
Yeah.
not a normal thing. And I don't think a lot of people have the
What is the
coordination.
distance from the field to the common, you know?
I don't wanna guess.
It's like a third of a mile,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe a little bit
It's still a
more.
long distance for those motorcycle to,
Unless if you wanted to lead in front of you guys next year.
Yeah, they could drive through their own kind
Could
of
it be like a
pace.
symbolic, the 22 a day or something like that, see if we can find riders that can do that.
Yeah.
22
You're getting
a day?
ahead, so we'll come
That's,
back to that,
that's
okay?
number 7,
Yeah, we're getting ahead.
skipping.
I'm sorry.
No skipping, okay. Are we done with what is good?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. What we won't do again, is there anything that we did that we're like, maybe we better not do that next year?
I don't think so.
Okay, so, this is my input. I'm thinking, hopefully I gave you the sheet. It's an Excel spreadsheet that shows, yes, the tasks. There's some things that we missed. If you probably look at the second page of it, we didn't take advantage of the electronic sign at all. We need to do better at that. You know, like Claude and I were talking, April, start inviting the veterans, because we had maybe 20 veterans that came, that marched, or more, there might have been more, I don't know, just using a number. Maybe if we put it up on the electronic side in April, inviting them, you know,
Yeah.
to walk in the parade, that might be a good idea.
And then
There was no notification that there was even a Memorial Day celebration at all. Yes, Mike?
Sure, Mike Stahl, 5 Lombard Road. I was one of the veteran walkers,
Mm-hmm.
and there were just 3 of us. There was the banner, and 2 individuals carrying the banner, and myself. There were other walkers or marchers, then they were scattered throughout, or they were riding the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
I will echo the comments regarding the band, because normally I just walk, you know, I'm not a marcher.
Yeah.
But the band was so good that I marched. You know,
Yeah.
I kept in
Yeah.
time, and I enjoyed it, which I didn't expect I'd be quote unquote marching. I'll also say that you guys hunted me down, cause I'm in here quite
Yeah.
a bit, which was good. But I don't think there was a good call for the veterans
No.
like you did 2 years ago, when you guys weren't letting anybody not, I mean, you really pressed to get us out there, and we had a bunch of us. You know, and it was kinda good to see, you know, folks from other services, and, you know, we kinda, the camaraderie of it all. That was lacking this year, but I'll echo that the band was great, and, I don't know about Captain Collier, you know, how he's doing, but he stumbled a little bit
Yeah.
along, and that, you know, I mean, you just notice it, that's all. Thank you.
We
I-
appreciate you.
I think next year we should definitely really concentrate on the Hubbardston People Facebook page and start inviting people, like probably March. Start getting into the ears that we're having Memorial Day meetings and stuff like that. All veterans are, you know, invited to come and see how we manage things, and then if they come, then we can basically invite them to join the committee. And we should.
I think that's a great idea, but please keep in mind the age.
Well,
And the weather too, the weather might have-
demographic.
I do have something to say about that
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
I've brought up social media a couple times,
Yeah.
and Nathan has done a really great job since he's been here of bolstering the social media
Mhm.
for the town, and he reaches a lot of people.
Yeah,
You've seen the list of the veterans in
Yeah.
town, and they're not all older people. There's
Mhm.
quite a lot of younger people. And we have a huge demographic of veterans that would be on Instagram and Facebook. And I think we need to do a better job of using social media because it's a tool and we have it and we don't really, make use of it.
We could actually, since we're gonna probably, be setting up for next year, probably November is gonna end up being our next meeting, I think. So we could possibly start off in October trying to recruit people to come down, see a meeting, or maybe even do a coffee with the BSO day or something like that during the month of November, see if we can get some people in here to.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something not on Veterans Day proper because I'm already booked out for Veterans Day with other events,
Yeah.
but sometime in November I'm gonna do, we had talked about like a
Yeah, we talked about that.
social kind of a
Yeah.
gathering. And we will revisit that once I get my new budget renewed in July.
Okay,
Um,
give me an idea where that is, because if you're doing something like that, I'd
Yeah,
like to
totally.
help you out.
Okay. The more ways you reach out to people, the better. And
Yeah, I
if,
think that like for the older demographic, we could do a mailing or we could do a phone call or something, but for people 50, I would say even like 55, 60 and under, they're on Facebook.
Yeah,
okay, I know that last year we did a huge mailing inviting veterans to come and join us. And we got 3 people.
That, well, case in point.
So,
And you also did email too last year.
yeah,
You emailed us,
Yeah, we did,
Individual
yes.
emails?
but the
Last year-
email,
Email gets overlooked
yeah,
more than social media,
yeah,
Yeah,
you know?
and the emails that we send out, Claude, are to older people. It's anybody over the age of 60,
Did-
if we have them.
Nate didn't do any,
He did.
Yeah.
He put stuff out. He's blasted out emails, he put it on social media and
We
stuff
also
like that.
dropped off the brochure or the poster at the Gardner and the
Mhm.
Westminster.
VFWs.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, actually, we didn't, I posted them on their board, so I'm wondering if we should have just maybe do little handouts that they can take with them, because we just posted
The one.
the one, and then Nancy Rogan went around town and posted some at the different businesses too, so.
Yeah.
But we might wanna think of maybe doing a handout so they, when they're there, they can take it with them,
yeah.
I don't know.
I would even put, I mean, we can talk about this later.
Yeah.
In the year or two, but I would put like a QR code on the flyer too, that way you can be directed to the webpage about it, be directed to social media posts about it, be directed to an order form for your t-shirts instead of coming in and signing up and ordering a t-shirt that way. It's just easier for people to,
Yeah,
and everybody's, well,
Yeah.
not everybody, but most people under 65 have it.
Well, and we will need a different committee in order to do that, because that's like, that
That's
is
right over my-
way above my pay grade, and I
They're
don't
easy.
understand it, and I get it.
I know how to
And-
use it, but I don't know how to,
Just,
Create it.
okay, we get, if we can get someone to do that for us,
Yeah, we got
I
you.
give them my
Yeah.
100% support.
Yep.
Don't look at me to get that done, cause
I
it's
will-
not gonna happen.
I'll show you how to do it.
No, I don't wanna know.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I have enough going on
we
around here.
need to find younger volunteers.
That's,
That's
and
the-
that's the whole thing. We need, I grew up, my job made me grow up with technology. You know, I had a correction key on my typewriter when I thought I died and went to heaven, you know? And that was 43 years I worked for the company, and he loved technology, so I grew up with it. But the stuff that you guys are doing now, even though I've only been retired 4 years, it's like, what? What are you doing? So, okay. So I guess we got a lot of things to do next year to
Yeah.
get the word out more and to see if we can get younger people involved and that kind of stuff. Okay, anybody else? I wanna thank everybody for everything that they did. Really, I thought the program went well. The parade, when I was up at the Common, watching it come down the street, it really looked very, very nice, and it was just executed beautifully.
It was a good turnout.
Yeah, yeah.
It was surprising
weather.
how many people.
Well, with the weather and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I
really
preferred
good.
it being that over 90 degrees.
Well, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it was cooler, at least in the lineup while you're waiting and not dying of heat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was nice actually when the veterans were handing out the flags with the poppies too.
Yeah.
There's like I think 5 or 6 of us that were marching behind the float,
Yeah,
and we were basically making sure that we hit every single kid with
yeah,
a flag as possible.
yeah,
So I thought that was really good.
yeah.
But we definitely need more veterans because it was very dead.
I'll tell you, every year when you do it, if you find the right people, if you can keep them on the board for a little while, like Lorraine was wonderful with the lineup,
Absolutely.
you know, she was wonderful with the lineup, she's great with the treasurer's report. We would, hopefully, we'll do it another year, I don't know, but, I mean, once you get the people that, it's trying, you get new people every year, and sometimes it doesn't work, but now
Yeah.
you know what works,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and who works,
yeah,
and
like
what's
who
gonna
shows
help
up
you.
to decorate
Yeah.
the float? Who
Yeah.
shows up to put the
I
flags?
tried to leave.
I know, we wouldn't let you go.
No,
You
but
know,
you were
you
wonderful,
seem to have
Lorraine.
an awful
That's
lot of
what-
pe-
It was
you
good
seem-
we had, you know, we've got a good committee.
I was counting
Yeah.
how many people you had, it's like, I
Yeah.
can go.
Yeah,
We got a good committee because I think if we were gonna do it
I
again,
tried.
yeah,
to try to keep the same committee, I think would work nice.
yeah.
But if we can't, then maybe we don't
Well,
wanna do
you
it.
know,
Yeah,
the
that
committee's one
remains
thing,
the
but
same.
it's also good to get people to volunteer on the day of the
Yes,
parade. Like,
and you
we
know
got, we got the, and one of the things I did like about the lineup is the people that help with the lineup showed up earlier, and somebody said, why are we here so early? Well, because you had given us the chart of where
Yeah.
everybody's lined up, and that was wonderful, and we had enough to pass out to the people that were helping with the lineup, and it was good to be able to organize and not just show up when it was time to show up and start.
Right,
So we
Yeah.
had, you know, we had a good
Yeah.
solid 10-15 minutes to decide, to go over the chart, because some of them had not seen it yet, so that was very good. I mean, you know, I know we were supposed to leave at 11:05, but we were there well before they started showing up for the lineup, so we could review it, so I thought that was good.
yeah, see, that was good, and see, like, you gotta have a chart, you gotta have one person
Yeah.
there that they, a go-to person,
Yeah.
which was evidently was you, and
Yeah.
you passed it out to
Yeah.
them and showed them,
Yeah.
which that's what you need,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
that was good.
but you've had some others that just took and ran with it, like Bill Shea, was
Yeah.
very good at it, and then there was that other gentleman
And
I
he
told you.
said he would help out
Bob,
again, you
yeah,
had
Becker.
Scott, which was
Yeah.
great, and Bill said he would help out again, he doesn't wanna be on the committee, but he would definitely help out.
Yeah,
if we
but then
needed
who was
him.
that other man that I was telling you about that was really?
Oh, Marion
Everett.
Lyon's son, he was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, he was
was
very
great.
good.
So,
He had a clipboard. He got a clipboard and I made sure he had a vest.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I
What-
mean, so you know that, so
Yeah,
now you know
yeah,
who you need
yeah.
to have. It just works out nice with you.
So it was a good team though,
Yeah,
everybody
very
worked well
good team.
together.
The
Very
way
good
that
team.
lineup was though, if we could like laminate that and keep
I
that
have
for
a
next
problem.
year, that made good that whole entire thing was good sense. The way that
All
you
I
had that.
did was I copied what Bill Shea did
Yeah, it was
for
good.
2
Yeah.
years, that's,
So I
that
mean,
was
if
it.
we can laminate an original, so that way we always have that on hand.
It's in the book.
It's in the book.
And then it was also good
I know
that we
you guys
had
think I'm
able
crazy
to-
cause I got a book,
It's good to have that.
but
But in
Really
case
is.
if it rains too, it'd be good to have it
everything is in
laminated.
here,
Another-
minutes, all my notes, everything is in this book. You know, labeled.
Not yet, here.
I was more along the line saying
You
like
have that
if
most
it
often.
rains, then you have something protected, so it's not like
Yeah.
demolished.
Well,
or-
I liked it not laminated, cause I was able to fold it and put it in my back pocket.
Yeah.
So if
Okay.
it's laminated, I have to,
And that costs money and we only
Yeah.
have so much
We didn't have-
funds.
but, I also like that we knew where to tell the antique cars where to park.
The two.
The four, there was four.
Yeah, there was one in the
Nice.
front and like 3 in the back.
Yeah.
And a Jeep.
But that was because of the weather, they're not gonna come out in bad weather.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there was
So-
a bigger deal going on in Westminster, I think.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
even so,
Yes,
it's
they
good to
do.
have
Yeah.
I wasn't mentioning how many, I was just saying it was good to be able to tell them where to park.
Yeah.
That we had saved a parking spot for them,
And that works.
so that was good.
Thank you.
So, thank you, sorry.
I don't know,
Yes.
but we had a Gabby lady there all the time. Just saying.
Who, me? No, what I was doing,
Oh, Claudia.
see, she's giving me a hard
No,
time.
I'm passing out the thing and there she's just at the same spot. I'm passing out. She's still at the same spot.
I was
said,
giving
"Come on,
history
Gabby,
lessons."
Let's go.
I know, I made
I'm
people know
teasing you.
there was 66 flags up on the common, which represented the 66 men and women who gave their lives that lived in Hubbardston during battle. I also told them that 46 people died during the Civil War and 3 during World War I and the balance in World War II. And, you know, just some of the stuff that I had learned. I just wanna know, who is Make Peace Young? I wanna know who that person
It's
is.
your job now this year to find out
I
who
wanna
she
find
is.
out who Make Peace Young. I don't think it's a girl. She's on the Civil War, that person is on the Civil War monument. Who is it? I can't, when I went to Find a Grave, have you ever been on findagrave.com? That's how I found where a lot of these in the Civil War, where they died and stuff. I can share that with you. Should share it with everybody. But, she's on there and there's no grave for that person.
Don't know.
So who is it? And
I-
how do you find that out?
I
I'll have
do
to do
have-
some research,
I think I
more
gotta-
research.
Yeah, really, like my husband asked me, he said, are you done with this yet?
I do wanna ask,
Yeah.
we had talked a few times about the flag going up at 12, and I know we went earlier than that.
We did go early.
Yeah, and a few people did make a comment while it's like, it's not 12 o'clock yet. It was, I don't know what happened, you know,
It was like 20 out.
it was 20 to 12.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we did it, it was good, but I didn't know how that came about, if we,
Okay. It was noted some difficulties that we had during the program.
Oh, okay.
To simplify,
okay,
we had the way that the program should unfold,
mhm,
we left it that way.
okay, that's what I
Instead of
thought.
saying, this part has to wait till 12, you're throwing a monkey
Yeah, it wasn't
wrench.
on that,
Yeah.
that form. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah, that's what I figured,
So
but
If,
next year.
next year is something
So
to,
what happens when you have parades that go off in a lot of minutes? Sometimes towns have parades at 10 o'clock.
They put
Maybe
the
next
flag
one.
up, they put the flag up not as part of their ceremony, if their ceremony's over, someone puts that flag up at noon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so they don't put it up.
Because our ceremony used to be at like 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Tom Colley would go up there pre-ceremony at noon, he would lower it to half, or he would put it back
Yeah.
up. And then I think they did like a ceremonial, it got dropped to half and then put all the way back up again
so they
during
do
the
it
ceremony.
basically twice,
By
It's
them-
not typically done in the ceremony,
okay,
it's just
Oh, that's-
at noon is when it goes up to full, and that's,
Okay.
yeah.
but
But
besides
since
that,
we have it at 11,
yeah,
you know.
It usually works out when we start at 11, we just get up there and then do what we need to do, and then at noon,
Yeah.
at noon, just do it.
right.
yeah, because.
They did a great, the boys did a great
The,
job though.
program
Mhm.
that was last year, that part of it was aside, and it said noontime.
Right.
And this year, we just
We just need to add it on
incorporated
the,
it in there and
And
the
we
time
probably
was the
could have,
time
you know,
was.
the singers could have probably sang a little longer or something to, you know, cause it,
Delay it.
she gotta,
Well,
you can't just stand there and do nothing, everybody stand there and do.
I think the first year that we started at 11, Tom Collier did a little speech or
Yeah.
something, he delayed.
Yeah.
Until
Oh,
noontime.
okay, to
He
noon.
Filled the
He
void.
knew that there was gonna be a gap, and then he adjusted to it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
okay,
I'd like to keep that the same too, the girls that did the Flanders Field and the national anthem.
They
That
were,
was
they were great,
awesome.
did a great
They,
job.
they were
Really.
very good, however, it's something to think about. I wonder if we should be talking with the junior high. And the reason why I say that is because nobody was interested in doing the Gettysburg Address.
Cause it
We
is
couldn't get anybody.
very long and it always feels like you're stumbling over your words.
It's very, very hard.
Mhm.
And, the youngest one, she was very, very sweet. Did a nice job, she knew it. But people couldn't hear her because she couldn't project.
Yeah, but the microphone
was
was
this?
way
Spoke it
overhead
very-
too.
What was this, for the little girl?
The
that-
little one,
Yeah.
the
This
one that I
time?
made cry.
Oh, I thought you could
Oh,
hear her.
come
I
on.
thought you could hear her, couldn't you
Not
hear
that
her?
day,
So,
when she
like,
tried out.
You talking
There
about,
wasn't somebody
you
in
talking about last year?
No, you're talking about this year with the little girl, I thought you could hear her really well.
Yeah, I thought you did very
I
well.
was told
With
that
the
they
microphone.
couldn't-
No,
Oh,
I was
no.
way
The
in the,
microphone
I was
was
down
not
by
even
the
close to
street
where
and
it
I could
needed
hear
to
her.
be.
I could hear,
Too
cause
high.
I
Yeah.
remember
I was right by
thinking,
the monument.
wow,
and I
she's
could hear her.
really got her mouth
Yeah.
projected, I thought she did a
Cause
very
you
good
guys were
job.
down on the, by the
I
street,
didn't
right?
hear-
Yeah, it's
Did you hear
difficult to
her
hear
when
by
I
the
talked?
street.
From-
Yeah.
Because
I
of road
most
noise.
certainly did hear her, and I don't have great hearing.
Yeah.
But if you understand acoustics, there will be dead spots.
Yeah,
So don't take just one person
I
or a
could hear
couple
her.
of people's
Yeah.
and I was down by the
feedback.
monument.
If you get an
But it's-
overwhelming group of people that say, hey, we couldn't hear her, we were all in different locations, and we've said that we could hear her, so.
Yeah.
I heard her quite
Oh, yeah.
fine, but the problem is they only adjusted the mic once, and I think that
Right.
was for Tom's wife.
Mhm.
They adjusted it down, but then when the kids came up there, they're a lot shorter than her,
They
and
had a
they didn't
different-
even adjust the
They had a
microphone
different-
They had a
down.
They had a
different mic,
different mic.
they had a
Yeah.
different mic.
And it was
Like-
adjusted
They had
for
a,
that.
Oh,
they had
okay.
a standing mic that,
Yeah.
yeah.
They could've done it up at the podium too.
No, but they,
They- you
they
They're
would've
were too
seen
they're
short,
too short for
couldn't see
that,
'em.
you'd have
You
to
wouldn't
have,
have seen them.
you wouldn't see them.
Yeah, they were too short,
They were
so
little.
that
That's
worked
the-
out, yeah.
So
Well,
bad.
I'm just,
Well, next year we'll be able to see him.
my
Why?
recommendation would be to
It's
open
all-
it up to the junior high
Mhm.
as well as, and we might, I mean, Clyde, we might get more people because we've got the big
I
one.
have no complaint with that, I think we've always, I have no complaint.
And I think we should probably put that on the electronic sign.
The other question I would
That we're
have,
looking-
we have the Quabbin coming in for the band, do they have any
They have
Vocalists?
ROTC. Pardon?
do they have any vocalists maybe that would be willing to come and do that?
Do what?
Can ask.
To vocalists to do, oh.
Part of the band to sing instead of the,
Part of the band to sing, or?
Yeah.
No,
That would
so
just-
basically like when we have somebody go up there that do the national anthem, Flanders Field or something like that, maybe they have somebody that's willing to
That's
do
why
that.
that's why I'm recommending that we open it up to the public and see what happens. We may have other kids that would wanna do it. I mean, I was met out at the ice cream, and there was a young lady who wanted to do one of them, but her mother said, let somebody else have an opportunity, and she would've done the Gettysburg Address. So, that's why, open it up and see what we get, you know? It just seemed like I thought a struggle
Yeah,
this year, because the communication,
I think the communication between the school and us was not the best.
yeah, it was a
You
challenge.
can't, you have to, you have to go over there and talk to the people and have your things you have to kind of be a pain in the butt, I guess, and go over, you do.
Yeah, it'd be
I mean,
the
you know.
nicest pain in the butt they've ever had in their life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They don't run when they see us coming, they open the door, say, oh, you're here, we'll have to go with baked goods and everything. Okay, so that's an improvement that we can do next year. Anything else anybody would like to say? Claude? Mike?
Mike Stahl, 5 Lombard Road. This was just a personal disappointment
Yeah.
that we didn't have the Guns Go Bang
That is yes, I
That-
agree with
They,
you,
they
Mike.
did load their guns at
Oh,
the, at the field, but I don't know why they didn't shoot them
Because of
off.
the weather.
I think the weather,
The weather.
yeah, they
They-
don't
they told us that.
usually-
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about that a little bit. Who could we get to do the guns, the regular guns,
Yeah.
guns?
Yeah,
You would
not
have
depending
to,
on the weather, not
Not
having to
depending
depend on
on
the
the
weather,
militia.
yeah.
In the weather
What is your
and stuff
comment
like
on
that.
all of this?
How
Ain't
do we do
happening?
I don't
that?
have a comment.
You're just gonna say it ain't
I have-
happening?
Why are you laughing
I have
over
no
there?
comment.
Why are you laughing?
I mean,
What's going on
You
in that little
can't-
brain?
I don't think you can do it, there's too many people and.
Are you
It-
sure?
I mean, they
Did it
do it at
before?
the cemetery all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, that could be a situation we might talk about because you would be able to hear it from the cemetery up the street.
So
The-
tell us.
In the backyard.
So,
But the, you know,
so there,
Not-
to get like, military to do it or something, we've been trying to do that, but I believe there's a regulation that they can't transport
Mm.
those
Oh, I
in
remember,
private
yeah,
vehicles. So I think that's why we have a hard time finding somebody to do it.
so you would have to
So
Uber 'em
it's,
in the town?
You can't over.
they gotta, somebody has to be able to, because other towns have them,
Yeah.
have the guns. How do other towns,
I don't know,
Get-
I don't know exactly.
you need a phone call, right?
You would have
Heather,
to ask
how did you
them.
get your guns?
I know the police department does not have
The
a
authority.
drill team, so we are
No.
not
You're
going
out.
to be the ones doing it.
So would it be alright if we made a couple of calls and find out how
If
other
you
towns?
can find an honor guard
Mhm.
from somewhere else,
Yeah.
They
can
do the
come
gun, he
in.
does the gun?
They can do that.
Oh, so like
So
a
would we do it
VFW
along with
kind of
the
thing.
militia? Cause you don't wanna,
No,
no?
that'd be through, the honor
So it
guard's
would
through
be-
the state.
Right, it'd be,
One
it
or
would
the
be
other?
one or the other.
Okay.
I wouldn't have
Both,
both trying to do.
Yeah.
How many honor guards do you have to fire the guns? One person or?
No, they-
No,
How many, Lauren?
I don't know, I don't do honor
Oh,
guard.
okay,
I'm too short, Claudia.
I know, well, I didn't know.
There's rules about it.
A fire team.
Yes,
I didn't know,
exactly, there's, I don't have the specs for it, but.
You have to be a
so
certain height?
we gotta,
No.
Yeah, that's why I never was able to.
we gotta
do it.
investigate that, right?
The only honor guards
Find
I
out.
know of are through the National Guard,
Right,
and they deploy for funerals and stuff. I don't know if they do Memorial Day services.
I'll have to find out who's in charge of that
I don't
now.
know if the honor guard, cause I mean, it's the National Guard, so they're part-time.
I know that, you know, like I was telling Ryan, other towns have the guns. How and why do they get those guns?
I wonder
Some-
if it's a VFW.
some of them are done by their police departments. And they have a large enough police force to be able to do that, I do not.
Would you only need one person or two people
It's
to
not
fire the
one.
gun, or,
It's
you
not
have to,
one.
or they have?
There's,
I've only
There's
seen it in
usually two or
movies.
three. I've asked the state police in the past for honor guard or support for this, and they're just so committed elsewhere throughout the state in their own towns that
Because
they
we're a
live in
small town.
and things like that, that it's just impossible
Okay,
to
you
get
just said
them.
something
We were a
really
bigger town.
important. You said their towns.
yeah, we do have state police
So-
in town.
We do, but we probably do not have, I mean, the problem is you have to go through their
Their
teams that they
commanders.
have and their
Yeah.
special services, and you have to request it through the colonel of the state police.
Yeah.
I've done all that stuff, but,
Yeah,
not something that they can ever really commit to,
yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
basically, no, they don't do that.
And also, I mean, how long have we had the militia coming here? I've only been here for 2 years, but how
Well,
many years have we done
we've
that?
only had that, we used to have the guns, I mean, the
They've
militia,
been
because
coming
there
for
was a while there where
quite a
they,
while.
they didn't
They
want
have
the
been.
militia.
I believe
Cause
so.
like, we wouldn't wanna sever the relationship
That's what I was saying, yeah.
there
Right.
by asking.
Just because the weather was bad.
I don't think they've
by
been,
asking
I
someone
don't
with
think
honor
they've
guard
been
to come
doing it
in
for
here.
10 years, but
No.
I don't know the exact,
because
maybe
I-
3 or 4 years or 5 years.
Maybe 3 or 4.
I mean, we had COVID and stuff like that,
And
we
they're
didn't
very
have.
serious
No,
about it too,
But
so.
there was a
So,
time when they,
Right,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't wanna offend people by
No,
saying
that's
we
what I'm
want like
saying.
a fancy honor guard. you
Yeah.
know?
right.
Hopefully it
What
doesn't
is your
rain every
solution,
season.
Mike?
it's not a solution, these are just comments. Number one, we certainly don't wanna alienate the militia.
No.
However, that doesn't mean they have to perform that function. They can still march and dress up
Yes.
and
Yeah.
do
Yes.
other
Yes.
honorary type functions
Exactly.
during it. They
Yeah.
just
Yes.
don't do the
They're-
bang part. You know, you have colleges around that have ROTC. They often have honor guards and drill teams that they send out, so.
You'd
another
have to
place
reach out to
check.
them and find out what their protocols are for what they need to do that,
Yeah.
and then
And the
invite them.
colleges, Mike, I remember, cause we were trying to do something before, I don't remember, I invited the Massachusetts, UMass Amherst has a marching band. I invited them to be in our parade, and they're like, oh, kids are out of school,
Right, that's usually an issue as well.
too bad, it's so sad.
Well, WPI goes late, I know,
I
and they have an army,
didn't try
or at least did
WPI,
have an army,
WPI,
WPI also has ROTC there.
yes.
WPI may book out a few years.
Yeah.
Because we work a lot with WPI and they're at events all over the place.
yeah,
They
Okay.
outsource a lot, so.
So
it might be a
2026
good-
maybe?
it doesn't hurt to
Yeah.
ask,
No, those are good questions to ask, but,
Yeah.
I wrote it down. Thank you.
Holy Cross had the Navy ROTC.
Does Assumption?
I
No.
don't, the only two I'm aware of close by is Worcester
Yeah.
with WPI and Holy
WPI.
Cross.
Fitchburg State has an ROTC.
Do you know what service? Or is it combined?
Army.
Army.
Yeah, I don't believe it's combined.
Okay, next.
That was good, Mike. Thanks for
Thank
bringing
you.
that
Good
up.
That's why you forced me to come to these meetings.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have somebody, speak up and say what you're thinking, that's good.
Thank you.
Think.
Anything else?
No.
Well, I know I said thank you before, but I say thank you again. It was wonderful, everybody seemed to enjoy it, and appreciated all the help that we got from everyone.
well, thanks for being the chair.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Now you can take a break for like 2 months.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 5.
Yeah.
Now what are you gonna do? You're gonna be bored.
No.
She has a lot of books.
Lots of
Okay,
hats.
our next meeting, can I get back to you on that, or are we required,
No,
like,
you can,
do we have to set a date, just, cause I know you go to other meetings on
Mhm.
other boards,
You don't need to set a date.
I don't, okay,
Nope.
thank you.
You just need to it just needs to be posted prior to.
Okay,
I know you love doing that, but that's all.
Where does it get posted?
On the town website.
yeah, have to do it 48 hours ahead of
Oh.
time.
Through the town clerk.
Yeah, very nice young lady, very, very nice young lady, I like her a lot. Okay, so I'll let you know when our next meeting is, thank you.
Above my pay grade.
Anybody wanna
Okay.
say meeting adjourned?
Meeting adjourned. I second it.
Okay, and it's, 4.